Jaguars head coach Urban Meyer met with his boss today about a moment caught on camera this weekend. He was on his radio show this afternoon, said the conversations have been pretty weird and horrible. But what is going on in Jacksonville?
Yes, horrible is the word that he used in that interview. And it's been a lot of woe is me and Urban Meyer looking a little bit, I don't know, what's the word that I'm looking for here, but despondent the last couple of days at his press conference, on his radio show, after Shad Khan released a statement today saying, quote, he must regain our trust and respect after everything that was caught on video. And really the great sin when you talk to a lot of people around the league, there's the personal end of it that he'd have to deal with his family, but not traveling back with the team to Jacksonville, staying in Ohio, and then being caught on video doing what he was doing, which he said he is remorseful for. He now has to face that locker room. And Meyer has said repeatedly he doesn't know if he can regain the players' trust. He knows how difficult that is going to be. So we'll see how Urban Meyer is able to do that, or if he's able to do that, as he now tries to talk to the Jaguars and maybe warns them about things like when you're away from the team, watch what you're doing. You're under surveillance by a lot of folks who have the camera phones. Yeah, well, that's a lesson that Urban Meyer had to learn the hard way.
That's right. All right, Mike Garafolo, thank you. And actually, for a little bit more on this, I'm going to send it over to Sean and D. Hall for Players Only.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, thanks, MJ. D. Hall, listen, this is obviously not an ideal situation. I mean, let's not mention the fact that Jacksonville's 0-4, still looking for their first victory. But now you got a head coach who is responding to videos on social media, and he's got to address the team. Put yourself inside that locker room. What are your thoughts on what Urban Meyer has just had to deal with?
You know, Sean, you know, this has so many different layers, because you can't really address Urban Meyer without really understanding how guys say he's already been in that building. And so when you come in that building and you want to change everything and you want to implement things done your way, guys are going to try to follow you. They're going to try to listen. And then when something like this comes out, every guy in that locker room is looking at Urban and like, come on, man. Like, nothing you say to me, I can take serious. Like, I can't fight for a coach who doesn't fight for us. You know, to hear he addressed the team and then to later find out he actually addressed position meeting rooms individually. I mean, like, if any coach has ever had anything to say, you say it in front of the team. You look all of those guys in the eyes and you give them the same amount of respect that you, in turn, want them to give you. And so, you know, the way he went about handling his business, I didn't like. And then to hear that the players were laughing after he left out of the room, you know, I think it's going to be a whole lot more going on, you know, in Jacksonville, because at the end of the day, you have to win to cure some of these woes. And I just don't see this Jaguars team winning many games this season and guys buying in because of winning.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Look, winning is the big part of the locker room. The locker room can be very forgiving at times. I know, you know, from teammate to teammates and brother to brother, our teammates have gone through a lot of things, done some silly things, and we forgive them for it. When it comes to the coach, it's a little bit different. There's a saying that attitude reflects leadership, and that's where I have a hard time with this whole concept of it. Mikey G talked about the fact that that Urban Meyer didn't fly back with the team. That, to me, stands out even more than him trying to reestablish the laws of friction in a bar. I think when you look at the head coach, you're the leader of the entire team. It's your job to get these 53 guys to all be on one page and to all follow you and to be motivated. And I think back to Tom Coughlin, my head coach. He was adamant about not just the coaches flying back as a team. He didn't want to let a single player stay behind. We traveled to the game as a team. We came back as a team. So I'll be damned. There's no way Tom Coughlin would have ever not flown back with the team. Matter of fact, he sat in coach with his boys because he wanted to be part of the troops. He didn't want to settle first class with the other brass. So I think that, to me, is where Urban's really got to reestablish himself. This could be a huge moment in his career as a coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. This could actually be a rallying moment for them. And I think when you look at Urban Meyer now, all of a sudden kind of bringing himself into the locker room, personalizing things a little bit, it might actually strengthen some of his relationships in that locker room with some of the players. MJ?